So I was scrolling through Facebook, and did you know that Sharon Osbourne walked off the Jimmy Kimmel show and the Jimmy Fallon show because of off-color jokes that involved Charlie Kirk? And did you know also, according to what I saw on Facebook, Elon Musk went to, I guess, the thing that they did for Charlie Kirk and had like this whole train of Teslas following him with, lights that were kind of like candles glowing, and like a sort of procession. Yeah, the internet is full of and you probably shouldn't believe anything that's on there. Welcome to the underground, you rebel scum. This is the American Expat. Yeah, you need to be careful out there on the internet because there's a lot of fake stuff. And this is absolutely proof of it. If you were just some person, let's say, and you're scrolling around, you know what? Let's grab a cup of coffee and we'll get into this. Thanks for sticking with us. So before I get too far into this, apparently this is important for the algorithm, so I'll throw it out here. You can do with it as you please. But hit the like button and share down below what you think about this stuff being on Facebook and apparently on YouTube as well, because both platforms have this fake stuff. Now, as I was saying before we jumped in and got the cup of coffee and all that, the caffeine to further keep me awake in the middle of the night, let's say you're just some person. It could be your dad, it could be your mom, it could be anybody, you name it, You yourself, you're scrolling through Facebook because you don't really get to choose what you see. It just kind of feeds it to you. And along comes this thing from something like official, Donald Trump supporters or something like that. Or, if you're on the other side, you get the same kind of stuff. It'll say something official Donald Trump haters or something like that. And it doesn't even have to be about Donald Trump. In this case, the biggest story in the news is Charlie Kirk and what happened to him. So these fake posts are all centered around that. In this case, they took a celebrity person who is also in the news because her husband died recently, Ozzy Osbourne. So they take, and, Jimmy Kimmel and Fallon and all of them who are in the news for their problems, some of them being canceled off of television, and they jam them all together and make a completely fake story because obviously Sharon Osbourne was never on any of those programs. One of them has been canceled and removed from, the air and is not being seen by anybody, so that should be a red flag. But if you didn't know, if you're not really paying attention and you're just scrolling through your Facebook feed, which please don't, Facebook is awful beyond belief. Now this is another reason why I can't stand to get on Facebook, because whenever I do, I come across something like Sharon Osbourne on Jimmy Kimmel, walking off set because of Charlie Kirk jokes, and I think, oh my gosh, this stuff is garbage. It's completely made up, and there's an AI picture to go with it. So I dug into it, and it turns out that the story first appeared on YouTube, of course. Some channel that's coming out of Vietnam. It doesn't even matter where it's coming from. It's literally somebody just taking whatever is popular in the news at that moment and jamming it all together and making completely fake stories with accounts that sound official and then posting it so that they can get, I guess, clickbait. But it's so outrageous that somebody can even get away with. I understand, like, clickbait, it's frustrating when it's about something real. You click on it and you get into the story and it's like it never gets to the point, it just keeps dragging on with millions of, advertisements. This is even worse because it's not even real. It's something completely fake. But somebody just scrolling through might see that and think that for some reason Elon Musk took it upon himself to show up at Charlie Kirk's thing and, bring all the attention onto himself by having a train of Teslas for some reason. And, it's even got pictures of people, like pallbearers, carrying a casket and all this stuff. It's completely made up. But because Elon Musk is a big name, because Sharon Osbourne is a big thing, and Charlie Kirk is what's in the news, and Jimmy Kimmel and, being canceled and all of that, of course, that's what's going to be the news story for these people. But as I keep saying, it drives me crazy because I know people will see this stuff and they won't think twice. They'll just think, oh, yeah, wow, everybody's on my side, aren't they? All the celebrities are coming out for Charlie Kirk, or all of them are coming out against Trump or something like that. Please, please do not believe what you see on the internet. I mean, the official actual accounts are fake enough as it is. But this stuff, I tell you, I think that maybe because I don't really see this stuff on YouTube as much. Sometimes it'll pop up. It drives me crazy too, because it'll be, I guess the ones that I was seeing, it had this weird, it looks like an official news thing, like some kind of news channel, and it says it's live, and it's something about, Alberta becoming the 51st state. Okay, it was kind of a joke there for a while, right? That, oh my gosh, we're going to take over Canada. But somebody puts this up and you click on it and it's something else. It's just like Donald Trump talking, or maybe not even Donald Trump. Maybe it's somebody else, just some random news feed that might not even be live. It might have been something that happened a while ago, but it says it's live. I don't know how I guess it's streaming live on YouTube. I don't know. But fake, completely fake, obviously fake. But somebody's going to see that and they're going to, think, oh my gosh, this is happening. Some people will be screaming about it out of their minds, angry. Some people will be, patting themselves on the back like, yeah, I bet Alberta would want to become part of the United States. I don't know anything about Canada. Anyway, baloney stuff. The internet is full of this stuff. It's absolutely full of this stuff. Now, when I was growing up, we knew that. We were taught that in school. You can't use Wikipedia, for example, as a source, but at least Wikipedia is better than that. You were told not to believe everything you see on the internet. Don't believe everything you hear on television was another one. Don't believe it. It's still the same. It's still true today. When you see something on Facebook, you should remember Facebook is full of... It's absolutely full of it. YouTube, I remember when they had the videos, talking about somebody else is on the moon and all that stuff. That was at least entertaining, but you should remember that when you see Alberta pop up as the 51st state, or when it says, that Sharon Osbourne walked off of somebody's show that has to do with the latest news stories. Yeah, the internet is full of So just be careful about that. Don't get caught up in it. Don't believe any of it. Be careful. Be vigilant. Follow the real news. I don't know where you can get it these days, because even this is something else that I'm worried about. Some of the journalistic practices these days with the people that are actually working, like at the New York Times, for example, not so good. I mean, it sometimes just consists of Google searches. I am afraid that they might fall for the same trap sometimes. I hope not. I hope that they are smart enough not to fall for that. But you never know. So, yeah, that's something else you guys can comment on. Where do you get your news? Where do you get your news so that you don't get caught up in these fake stories? And I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys in the next one.
ไปพะวงหลงเฝ้าสาวเจ้าบางประกงทางห้วยงงหลงเกิน